Imagine a massive cargo plane, fully loaded, powering down the runway at one of the world's biggest logistics hubs. And then, in an instant, a catastrophic failure sends it plunging back to Earth. This is the story of UPS Flight 2976, a tragedy that has rocked a community and left investigators asking one huge question. So, let's break it down.
Right, let's just get straight to the single most unbelievable fact of this whole disaster, because it's at the core of everything. Investigators have confirmed that one of the plane's enormous engines, well, it literally ripped itself off the wing as the plane was taking off. So how in the world does something like that even happen? To understand, you have to look at the final terrifying moments of Flight 2976. The whole thing was over in a blink. Investigators have pieced together this just terrifyingly fast timeline. Okay, so at 5:15 p.m., the plane starts its takeoff roll. Airport cameras capture the unthinkable. The left engine just erupts in fire and completely separates from the wing. Now, somehow, the plane has enough momentum to actually get airborne just for a second, clearing a fence at the end of the runway. But it's only for a moment. It then crashes into nearby businesses, triggering that massive explosion. And why was that explosion so catastrophic? Well, this plane was headed for Honolulu, a really long-haul flight, over 4,000 miles. That means it was packed with 38,000 gallons of jet fuel. That much fuel basically turned the aircraft into what one expert bluntly called a bomb. But you know, the mechanical failure, that was really just the beginning of the horror. The crash had an immediate and devastating impact on the ground, and the human cost is frankly still being counted. As of now, officials have confirmed at least 12 people lost their lives, and that includes the 3-person flight crew. Kentucky's governor has warned everyone that this number is, tragically, expected to go up as search and rescue teams keep working. And beyond the fatalities, at least 11 other people were rushed to the hospital with what officials are calling very significant injuries. We're talking severe burns, wounds from shrapnel, and smoke inhalation from that incredibly intense fire. And maybe the most gut-wrenching number for the community right now is this one. At least 16 families have reported loved ones unaccounted for. These are people who might have just been at work or visiting the businesses that the plane hit, leaving their families in this just unbearable limbo. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear really painted a picture of a scene that wasn't just tragic, but also incredibly dangerous for the first responders. He said, "Anyone who has seen the images knows how violent this crash is." And he pointed out, there are still dangerous things, referencing all that spilled fuel and the constant risk of more explosions. So as the emergency crews are working at the scene, the focus is already shifting to the big investigation. The National Transportation Safety Board, the NTSB. They're on the ground and they're starting that long, painstaking search for answers. And really, this is the question on everyone's mind. I mean, in modern aviation, an entire engine just falling off a plane during takeoff? That's the kind of failure that is almost unheard of. So seriously, how could this possibly have happened? The NTSB is moving fast. You can bet on that. They've already got a 28-person team at the site. They've recovered the black box, which is going to have all the flight data and cockpit voice recordings. They're poring over that crucial airport footage. And, this is key, they are launching a full-scale review of the plane's entire maintenance history. Now, to really get what investigators are probably looking for, we need to talk about the aircraft itself. This wasn't some brand new plane. This was an aging workhorse of the cargo world, the McDonnell Douglas MD-11F. Yeah, the plane's history is really important here. It actually started its life way back in 1991 as a passenger jet. Then, in 2006, it got converted for cargo use. And here's the really telling part. Both UPS and FedEx had already announced they were going to start retiring their fleets of these exact planes, which immediately raises questions about, wear and tear. For aviation experts, this whole incident brought back some seriously haunting memories of another disaster, American Airlines Flight 191, all the way back in 1979. In that crash, an engine also detached during takeoff. And the cause? It was eventually traced to improper maintenance. This historical parallel is exactly why the NTSB is going to be looking at this plane's maintenance records with a microscope. This tragedy didn't just happen near a UPS facility. It struck the very heart of the company's entire global operation. And for the city of Louisville, the impact is just profound. To really get the scale of this, you have to understand what UPS Worldport is. It is the company's biggest package facility in the entire world. It handles over 300 flights every single day. It's basically the nerve center of the global supply chain, and thousands of people in Louisville work there. This crash struck at the company's very core.
In an internal message to all her employees, UPS CEO Carol Tomei spoke directly to that sense of loss. She said, "We have suffered a tragic accident. We are deeply saddened, and our hearts continue to be with all who have been impacted." She ended with a simple, powerful message of resilience. United, we are strong.
So, as the investigation pushes forward and a community tries to heal, this whole incident leaves us with a really critical question for the entire air freight industry. These older cargo planes, they're the backbone of global logistics. But after a disaster like this, you have to ask, will this crash finally accelerate the retirement of these aging fleets? I guess only time will tell.